Women are always asking me, are those my knickers? At which point I put them back on the washing line and run away. Good morning everyone, and welcome to the Count Miffed channel. I'm off for a little ride in the Chilterns, and yeah, it should be alright, it should be nice. Picked a little route off of bikeroutes.com or bestbikeroutes.com, so we'll see how that goes. So, what's on the Miffed Radar today? Well, I went to the doctor's recently and nothing major, hopefully, you know, but I went there and I was sat in a waiting room, and you know you get all them posters that basically give you, you know, have you been suffering from a long-term illness? Do you need to see a counsellor? Blah 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 blah. You know, have you had your flu injection? All that kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm looking at the posters, you know, and there's one that says 90% of all colds are not cured by antibiotics. So don't ask your doctor for antibiotics. Ask him for alternative medicines like cold stuff, you know, like Beecham's or whatever. And I thought, hold on, I haven't been, I mean, I knew that, I knew that anyway, but if I'm one of those people that thinks that I need antibiotics for everything that's wrong with me, then clearly I'm not educated enough to know that 90% of all colds are not cured by antibiotics, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to go, I want some fucking antibiotics. And do you know what? I've not been trained 5 years as a medical person to make those kind of decisions. See, I expect, given the massive problem we've got with viruses and bacteria becoming immune to antibiotics, that a doctor should be the one going, look, I know you want antibiotics, but actually you don't need it. This is what you need. And do you know what, if in 7 days you're still suffering, come back and then I'll give you some antibiotics. But right now you need some fucking Beecham's cold and flu, because all you've got is a cold, not the flu. It's so frustrating that we push onto the uneducated decisions like that. No, don't you ask the medical person who's been trained for the better part of their life on how to determine what's wrong with somebody and then assign the right course of action. No. Don't put your faith in them. Don't expect them to tell you what you can and can't have. You've got to make sure you ask for the right thing. That is not right. That is definitely not right. And I've been there with doctors where, you know, and I'm not saying they're all like this, and you know, doctors have a fucking hard job. You know, I'm not saying they don't, but they can be lazy. I've had asthma since I was born. I've lived with it all my life. I understand asthma. I understand my asthma. It's very under control. And I've had a breathing issue that is not asthma. It's not asthma for some time, and I've had, God knows the amount of examinations that I've had. Now, I used to be a smoker, and the whole reason that I started going to the doctor was because I'd been smoking since I was 17, heavily, and I mean heavily. You know, at my worst, I was between 20 and 40 a day. I quit when I was 30. I'm now 37, and I've been having these breathing problems. You know, I've learnt to live with them now. But I've been having these issues, and it's hard to explain what they are. But anyway, you don't need to know what they are. All you need to know is that I went to the doctor, kind of, you know, saying that I've got these problems, and all I wanted was reassurance. You know, I just wanted to get checked out, and he went, "Oh, it's asthma." I was like, "No, it's not asthma." Well, how do you know it's not asthma? Well, I can tell you why I know it's not asthma. Because I've lived with asthma all my life, and I know what my asthma symptoms are like, and this isn't asthma. Also, I have a Ventolin inhaler, which is used for emergencies, and that makes no difference whatsoever when I take take that inhaler. So I'm trying to explain to this guy that it's not asthma. He's going, "No, it's definitely asthma." And I said, "Well, I'm guessing you're going to assign me a course of steroids." And he went, "Yeah." And I said, "Yeah, I've been there, done that. Don't work." "Well, I'm going to give you these. These are stronger." Great. So more steroids, more strength to steroids. Brilliant. Okay. So I did the steroid thing. Went back. No, nothing. Well, it's definitely still asthma. It's not. He said, well, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you, and I was like, well, no, I want you to diagnose me. I want you to go, do you know what? I don't know what your problem is, but it's, you know, you used to be a smoker. It's worth looking into. I'm going to send you for an x-ray. And if that doesn't come up with anything, I'm going to send you to the chest specialist. And he'll probably send you for a CT. That's the kind of thing I was looking for. Instead, I got the, what do you want? And then I got the question that I love, and I've had this quite a lot. What do you think it is? What do I think it is? Well, I'll tell you what I fucking think it is. I'm panicking, thinking I've got something serious like cancer, because I smoked like a dickhead for years and years and years, and that's my own bloody fault if I have, but that's what I was panicking about. But I don't want to come to a doctor's and diagnose myself. I can do that by being one of those arseholes that goes on the internet, puts my symptoms down and gets told I'm having a heart attack, when really I've got indigestion. Do you know what I mean? I could do that myself. Thank you very much. What I want is you, Mr. Doctor, to diagnose me, to send me for the right tests, to put myself at ease. So I went for the tests. You know, eventually they sent me for a chest x-ray. And then they sent me to the chest clinic, and I had to do a spirograph and another chest x-ray, and that showed nothing. And do you know what? This went on for about a year. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. All I wanted was a CT. That's all I wanted. Chuck me in a fucking CT, and if nothing comes up, then I'll just live with it. And that's exactly what happened. Eventually, I got what I asked for. I went, had a CT, it came back with nothing, and now I'm having to live with it and just accept that hopefully they've not missed anything. You know, and if there was one instance of the doctors doing that, then I wouldn't mind. But I've had another. I'm not a hypochondriac, by the way. Before everybody sits thinking, fucking hell, man, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm not a hypochondriac, but I have something that they did eventually diagnose. You might notice on my videos that sometimes I do this quite a lot. I have this ridiculous thing that they don't know. They don't understand why it happens. There are people that have it. They don't know why it happens. But basically, my throat muscle and my sarcophagus, the thing, the track, the tube that goes all the way down into your stomach, and I will put the word up on there because I don't think it's sarcophagus. The sarcophagus doesn't sound right at all. But anyway, you know, basically the two are separate muscles, and the way it works is when you swallow, they should be in sync so that it pushes food and drink down into your belly. But actually what happens with mine is my throat and my big long thing that goes into my belly, of which I don't know the name of, but I will put it here, are not in sync. And so when I eat, I'm constantly clearing my throat because it feels like there's something there. Which is what I've just done. Brilliant. So yeah, that went on and on and off, where they sent me to a throat specialist who looked down my throat and went, yeah, there's nothing wrong with you. And I was like, well, there is something wrong with me. So can we not just get it checked out? And I went for a barium swallow, which is where you swallow liquid metal, and then you have an x-ray done. And I have to say, there is nothing fucking weirder than somebody giving you a plastic cup full of barium, which weighs a lot. It's got weight to it because it's metal. It feels so weird. And then you drink this stuff down, and yeah, it's mental. And what happens is the x-ray shows this stuff going down into your stomach, so all the way down your tubey thing in your throat into your stomach, and basically they can see what's happening, and they basically saw that I was out of sync, and there's no cure for it. It's nothing that can be done. Yeah, so the only thing they can do is they could put a big fucking bit of tubing down my throat, which is the same thing they do when they're doing a stomach examination. It's like it's like the width of a hose pipe. They stuck it down your throat. They can stick that down my throat and wiggle it around to make the whole thing wider. It's like, wow, that sounds really technical. You know, do you know what I mean? That sounds like a brilliant procedure that's been well worked out. I think I'll pass and just live with it. Thank you very much. But just a couple of examples there of where doctors can be lazy, and a lot of it is because they're under a lot of pressure. My mum works as a practice manager, and you know, she has. I know how these places work because I've worked in doctor's surgeries for my mum, and I hear her stories all the time. Doctors are under a lot of pressure. They've got to do all these people. They've got to see you within 15 minutes, and they have little or no time to diagnose you. So really, all they're ever going to do is send you to a specialist. But my point is that it's that lazy kind of questioning. It's that laziness of don't ask for antibiotics, and that laziness of what do you think's wrong with you? What do you want to happen? It's just like, do you know what? Why don't you fucking do your job? Why don't you diagnose me? That's what I want to happen. I don't want my own diagnoses to come into, you know, to be something that you take into account, because I could be, and probably am, completely wrong. Anyway, that's my rant over. Thank you very much. Is this guy having a dump on the floor? What the fuck is this? I know, I think it's a runner who's just ran too much. Anyway, I've been Count Miffed. Thanks for stopping by, and we will speak again soon, guys. Thank you very much.